All right, here we go. So this is our first long form video in quite some time. We have a bunch of projects coming up that I'm excited to share, but the one we're starting with today is going to be outdoors. If we can keep the rain away for at least a couple of days, we're gonna start working on this project. So we gotta head outside. So last night we went on a little road trip to pick up some patio furniture, but not for our patio. If you've been following along since day one, you have seen us make over our fair share of patios at our house. So we have all these really amazing places to sit and hang out as a small family of four. We can chill on the front side and roast some marshmallows. We can have dinner behind me. We can sit on the front patio and just enjoy the view. But we don't have a fabulous place to hang out with friends where we can just sit and chill and watch the kids play. So that's what we're gonna start working on this weekend. Super fortunate to have this beautiful big space for friends and kiddos to hang out and play. We'd like to put a back deck and patio on the back of our house so we can enjoy the view from the back. But we have other plans for this space now. We're not quite at the point where we're ready to put on the deck and the patio yet, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy what we already have. So this is what I came up with. Right here, I want to put a little outdoor hangout area, a little sofa set, some fun game for the kids, and I'm going to see if we can make it work without having paver stones here. It can feel cozy and homey right behind me here without putting in the hard labor and thousands of dollars in the paver patio because it's only intended to be short term. As always, we like to do these things on a budget because there's lots of other projects that we want to start working on and saving our money up for. So I've haunted Facebook Marketplace for over a week so we can make this space work for us without breaking the bank. And this is what we came up with. I scooped up this fabulous 3-piece set sofa, which includes the pillows. They definitely need some TLC, so we might be replacing them. But that's why I also negotiated the price to consider for ordering brand new pillows on Amazon or through clearance sales at the big box stores. So this beauty does need some TLC. This is the one that's gonna need some work. Fast and easy option would be like literally duct taping this down and hiding it behind the pillows, but we can also do it the pretty way. We watched a couple of videos on how to patch up the plastic rattan. I'm going to be ordering that today, and I'm going to be giving it a good old wash and scrub because it came with lots of spider webs. And then I'm going to be taking the pillows apart and seeing if we can salvage them through washing them. We got a lot of work to do. Let's get started. Now, we've always had these 2 plastic Adirondack chairs just right here. They've seen some better days. They need a power washing and to see if they survive the power washing, but this is literally one of the first things that I ever bought when we got this house. I went straight to Lowe's. They were $11 when I bought them. They're now like $25 or $30 a piece or something like that. So we're still gonna keep them as long as they're functional. So we're gonna hook up the power washer for the first time.
Yep, so this has a quick connect adapter.
Nice.
Just connected to here. That should be it.
It's not perfect yet, but not too bad. You can really see the difference between these two. Looking good, but up close, I'm gonna see if scrubbing can eliminate some of this discoloring. I also have some mildew spray coming tomorrow for the other patio piece that we just got. So I might give it a try on here. It might eliminate some of the staining. Let's see what this slacker's up to.
Just preparing the wood.
No, I'm curious to see how smoky it is, because everything's just never gonna dry out ever again.
Tell me why we're doing this in the rain?
Tell me why we're doing this in the rain? Okay. I'll tell you why we're doing this rain. Because how many days has it not rained since May?
Yeah, this is unusual.
And it's always raining on the weekends. Always. So that's why we're doing it in the rain.
And your goals do not stop for the weather?
My goals do not stop for the weather. We need to have the cute patio set up behind me in the next 1 to 2 weeks so we can have friends over to hang out before summer's over.
She has a deadline. I don't.
There's always a deadline. Also, there's always a new project waiting for you. There goes the smoke. He got something. What's happening with this stuff?
Salvaging wood. So this came from a big shipping crate, and I just want to take the nails out and we can use the boards for anything.
He also tried to quit because it's raining in 80-degree weather.
Got to think about worker safety.
Safety. It's like 80 degrees out here. The rain is
Slipping and falling.
The rain is refreshing.
Dry off near the fire pit.
Alright, so while he's back there, not allowed to quit, I am gonna start scrubbing these chairs with some soap. I'm not gonna go too crazy, I just wanna see how much more we can get off. Using some handy dandy dish soap here. I think that's the limit for how clean these are gonna get, and then we'll test out the mildew spray and see if it does anything else. Okay, up next, we are going to go scrub down the wicker furniture, give it a little bath before the mildew stuff arrives. So I decided to try the pressure washer on the cushions, and to my surprise it's actually cleaning them up. Look at this. So you can see right here I didn't clean it in the center, and then here I did. We'll see how this one goes. If I can avoid replacing them, I can put more money to the next project or to little odds and ends to make the place even cuter where we're gonna hang out. This is where we are after power washing. I gotta let it all dry. Got this much more to go. There is seriously a million nails in each piece of wood. It is ridiculous. Look at this.
They get trigger happy with the nail gun.
Yeah, they do. The rusty old nails. As soon as he finishes his board, we're gonna clean up this wood and put it away. So let's see what we accomplished in day one. Still got some wood burning to do, but he did make a good dent over here on this pile. Day 2 of cleanup, and I hosed this down behind me off camera. Now we're gonna move it out of the way so we can start working on the wicker furniture. We have reached the part of the project where I attempt to salvage these cushions. So I'm gonna be trying a spray. It's basically bleach based, and we're gonna see if that works since these are light colored anyway. So cross your fingers this works and that I don't die from the smell, because I'm really sensitive to that stuff, and I can smell this through 2 types of packaging. This is what we're using, this This is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. This was advertised to me on Facebook, and I was like, hey, it's worth a try. I'm definitely gonna wear personal protection, gloves, eye protection, I have closed-toe shoes on. I'm gonna wear a mask. It's not quite the one for fumes, but I am outdoors, so just kind of like trying to keep the smell away a little bit more. The instructions are to soak the fabric, then spray this on, leave it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and then drench the fabric and rinse it off again. If they're harder to remove stains, then you might need to repeat a couple of times. So we're gonna see how this goes. Cross your fingers. I don't regret this. All right, we're only about halfway through the 10 minutes, but already you can see there were a couple of stains on here that are super duper duper light now. And then this was like some kind of an ink. Even that I wasn't expecting to come out. Some of it's disappearing and some of it's much, much later. So really happy with these results, and we're not even 10 minutes in yet. All right, time to rinse. It's official, this stuff is amazing. Those spots are completely gone in 10 minutes. And these spots, which were ink spots, I never expected to go, and there's only like a tiny trace of them left. So if I do one more treatment, they will be gone. Super, super happy with this. So we're gonna flip these cushions over and do it again. So now we're gonna give it a try on something else. We're gonna see, just for laughs and giggles, if it cleans up these plastic Adirondack chairs. This is wild. Tell me this isn't amazing. The after of the worst chair. All right, so we left our patio cushions drying out back for a couple of days in the heat. I'm gonna go check on them and see if they're dry and how the stains look. I cannot complain one bit about the cleaners. The top of these cushions had some built up, you know, the oil that when pets sit at the same spot for a long time, like kind of rubs off from either people's skin or pet skin. That was there. There was a couple of really dark stains that there is no sign of. Last thing we're gonna need to do is just take a good old lint roller to this, because there is still some pet fur that kind of got like pushed into the crevices with the power washer. All right, so what's happening over here?
I'm gonna use my Senjo wood chipper, and I'm gonna chop up the little branches.
All this little nonsense in the corner here. It's like falling apart. Some stuff was too big for him to chop up. Next step, we're gonna Scotch guard these to freshen up the water repellent nature of the pillows. It's time to get working on this wicker furniture. I already did a little test piece. Let me show you what I'm up to. This replacement wicker online measured the width of each individual wicker piece, tried to match the color to the best of my ability. It's not going to be perfect, but it's totally fine. Once the weather and the sun beats down on this, they're going to match. So I got a lot of work to do. I'm going to do a couple of these tiny spots just to get my confidence up, and then I'm going to start figuring out where to start with that giant piece. So I can trim this broken spot back to there, and then I'm gonna roughly measure to get this to the right size, and I want it to come to the end under this spot. So I'm gonna trim right here. Alright, then we're gonna take our glue and I'm gonna put it, you can put it on the top and or the bottom. I'm gonna put it on the bottom. This side first. I'm going to spread that around, and then I'm going to tuck this into place. Make sure I got it lined up here, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Get the glue, and then we're going to tuck this under here, and then we're gonna hold it down for 10 to 15 seconds. All right. No way, not the loaders. This is what this guy's up to, making a racket behind me. Alright, this is a stopping point. It's taken me a few hours to get this far, but I think I'm getting faster. Finally finished this arm, and now we're on to the big, long part. So let me show you up close. Tam and I were talking strategy, and I think it's best if I do each vertical strapping here, and then once that's all in, it's going to be fast to weave the long horizontal parts. But this is going to take quite some time with 70 some pieces. I'm going to try maybe gluing a bunch on one side at a time and then attaching the other side. This is where we leave it today. Day 9,000 of this wicker project. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to connect all of this side over before I quit, and then I'll do the easy part tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Another stage done. I just have to do the long weaving. I actually think it worked out better that I let the first side sit overnight. It was very secure, so I want to let this side cure overnight as well, so I don't risk disturbing some of the glue before it's fully stuck really hard. Here we are doing the long vertical lines, and fingers crossed it takes a fraction of the time that it took me to do this 2-day process of gluing and letting it cure. Last day for repairing the wicker. I've let that cure for more than 24 hours on the other end, and now I have to lock down this whole corner. This side's going to be a little bit tricky, which is why I wanted the glue to cure longer so I wasn't disturbing and pulling things out of place, because this corner is all sort of puttied and really super glued down. So I'm going to have to make it up as I go along and tuck these little edges into places wherever they fit and make it look as good as possible over here. Right, finally done with the wicker. So now I'm going to go help Tam finish the cleanup part, and then we're gonna start decorating. Crossing fingers we get to celebrate and enjoy our new spot tonight. Now, we have some prep work to do, as you can see here. Last summer, we started collecting materials for another big project that we haven't quite gotten to yet. And there were also life events like moving my grandmother that prevented us from doing much in the way of organizing and keeping our stuff together. So the plan is to neatly store these items for a later project back here, and Tam has been working on cleaning up all of our junk and scrap wood and sticks and things, and I'm going to help him finish up getting this spot cleared so we can move all this over here. Alright, we finally got behind the garage cleaned up, and now we're going to start moving things around and organizing. I already found a wasp nest, so cross your fingers we don't find anything else weird. I swear it looks worse than an hour ago, but we're getting somewhere. Tam's finishing cleaning up the last scraps, and we got this all nice and organized. And I'm gonna get started on the twinkle lights. We're off to go stake these out for our cookout tonight. All right, there we go. Just gonna let him get some sun.
Can you get my curvy?
Yeah. This is awesome.
It's amazing.
I love it. Thank you. That's gonna need some work. Now, we have some prep work to do, as you can see here. Right here, I want to put a little outdoor hangout area.